Alright. Hello, everybody. Should be live? Are we live? I think we are. Yeah, we live. Nice. Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing today? It's Sunday. I'm not full of energy today, but, you know, we're live. For anybody out there who might be, I just kind of want to talk about it for a minute, you know, for anybody out there who might be struggling with some decisions in life, just know you're not the only one. I myself am very much struggling with some decisions lately, but we're working through it. What is going on my computer? Give me 2 seconds, actually. Seems high, but... that seems normal again. Like stabilized out. Weird. Alright, okay, so... let's go ahead and get the game open now. So the Garmonth event is over, by the way, but I am currently on my Corsair, and it seems like everybody seems to be going next to my Corsair for some reason today. I don't get it. Anyways, moving on. We are waiting for Garmonth to spawn at the moment, and then once Garmonth has been moided, we're going to head over to a place that I really dislike because of how popular it became, and that is Centaurs. I absolutely despise Centaurs for multiple reasons, mainly because of its popularity. Centaurs was when they introduced the Garmonth's about to spawn any second. When they introduced the rework of loot, Centaurs became Godspot for the longest time, and it was just like... it was so bad. Everybody was just there, and I couldn't even get over there. Even if I tried, I'd just be murdered, which is just very unfortunate. And when I was there, every single time there'd be somebody like, "How long you got?" And I just started. Well, I knew the spot. Whatever, dude. So for the longest time, it just was not fun to go to. Recently, however, with all my gear advancements and such, I'm not begging for a fight, but should it come down to it, I think I can handle myself a little bit better there now these days. But right now, it's just a matter of me trying to get, kind of get used to the spot, you know? When you first go to a new spot, a new grind spot, it's all about trying to just get familiarized with the place and trying to make a bit of money and in the process figure it out. Like Jade, when I first went to Jade Starlight Forest, I was not using Agris. I think I was averaging like maybe 200 mil an hour there, but sometimes it'd be 200 mil. Most of the time it's like 150. But I ended up getting used to it after 40, 50 hours. I think I'm more like 60 at this point. And as far as it is, I do have quite a bit going for me now at Jade. Like, I can kill mobs way faster than I once was able to. I don't really struggle that much anymore. There are a few times that have been a little spooky recently. Just occasionally a mob at nighttime will just like stun me, and then, you know, all of them will kind of hit. My evasion doesn't work, you know, typical evasion problems. But there have been a few times recently that I've done that, and it's kind of spooky when it happens. I know I need a loot, by the way. Go ahead and feed most of my pets here. Alright, get these mains real quick. Okay, we're good. And let's head out. So pretty much that's what the goal is today. I did a test yesterday, and the test that I did over at Centaurs, I burned my daily's worth of Agris, which is 20k, and it took about a little over an hour. I started talking to some of my guildmates at the end of it, so it wasn't exactly an hour. It was more like an hour, 15 hour, 20 minutes, something like that. So there was a little bit of time that was wasted with typing. But if I can do it all in an hour, that's fantastic, because the amount of money I made in that time period was just ridiculous. So for what is about an hour and 15 minutes, I didn't log it on Garmoth. Junk loot alone was almost like 550 mil. Yeah, you heard me. 550 million. Jade Starlight, for most part, is 300 mil on top of capstones, which is like more so around like maybe 380, 390, something like that. So, just junk loot. The capstones was kind of weak, despite them saying cap fever on the mob zone. I feel like that's false advertisement, but you know, I haven't been there long enough to really know. Let's get out of the circle here. So at the very least, I do plan on going over Centaurs for about an hour today and see what that's like. We'll see. I have to focus pretty darn hard to keep efficiency up. And I'll show you guys the main reason why I don't feel like, even though they're buffing Lunar Dash for Kuno, I don't think that's going to be enough for it to keep its stamina stability. Centaurs, I mean, Kuno is not the class to be grinding there. A lot of people say, go Musa, do Musa. I hate metagaming. I really do. Let me play the class I want to play. I don't care about the other classes. What's the most efficient? It shouldn't be like, oh, you need to play the most efficient class, moron. Like, no. People should have the ability to choose what class they want to play, and if my choice is Awaken Kuno, then let me suffer the consequences of playing a not meta class, you know? I just really hate that sort of mentality where people are, you know... Secession Lawn. I see all the time on Reddit. What class is the best for PvE? You want to go and do a lawn, Secession Lawn or Awakening Lawn, depending on the type of mob. If you're battling against, like, a horde of mobs, then do this one. If you're doing single target mobs, then you want to do that one. It's like, nah. To me, it's all about playstyle. I personally like the what is it? I personally like Awakening for its AoE effects. Secession Kuno is great for single target damage, but it pales in comparison to AoE Kuno with Awakening. Awakening has a lot of AoE, a lot of like area of effect is what that means for anybody who might be new to the term, but Secession Kuno is pretty much like what is it? Awakening Kuno has a ton of AoE stuff, and you'll see that when we go through that. I'm able to hit packs of mobs that Secession Kuno just wouldn't be able to hit the same way. And most abilities that I have for, or like against Centaurs, is just going to be a one-shot hit, so I'm not all too concerned about like taking forever to kill mobs and stuff in the spot. It's just mainly like if somebody else who actually knows what they're doing in PvE comes or PvP comes along, I have nothing better to do than either run away, change server, or potentially die trying to keep my spot. And I'm not exactly excited about that, I'll be honest. When I was actually grinding there yesterday, day before, I don't remember what day it was when I was checking out the spot, I saw at most 8 people show up to check out the spot. Now there is like a supposed more efficient or like a better spot, but I like the one that I was doing despite it not having that much Centaurs. It still was a pretty decent spot. Biggest issue with it though is that it is so close to the road and so many people will end up trying to go over there that I hope that they're just like, oop, somebody's here, probably shouldn't be trying to mess with them. You know, the reputation of the place has kind of preceded my skill, if that makes any sense. So give me a second here. I also need to move these helmets. So hold on. Take these out. And then nope. Can I put 20 in here? 19. 18. Okay. Can I do this not fail stack, the stacking method? I could. People could potentially buy, but if they buy, it's fine too, I suppose. This is a thing you can do in the game, by the way, where you can like stack things. Nope, that's not the right one. Those Grinnell helmets are there. Now I do need to put these potions back in there, so let me just go ahead and do that, and then cancel that order. There we go. So now I'm over capacity, but that's fine. I bought a bunch of stuff for Node War stuff. I just don't care for PvP anymore. I was thinking about getting into it, but due to some recent events, nah, not even interested anymore. Got a bunch of Marnie stones that I probably should put like way further down, actually. Give me a second to move around items in my inventory here. The done one's up over there. Okay. So all my items that I am going to loot are going to show up over here, so it makes it a little easier. Okay, so buffs we're going to go over. I am going to go ahead and buy, oh my goodness, church buffs, because I'm just so used to church buffs at this point. I can't quite remember where the NPC is here. I want to say they're up by Naruto-shen, but I don't know for sure. This tells you how often I actually go to Alta Nova for church buffs. I want to say they're up over here by Naruto-shen, but I don't know. This is a... Nope. Lottie, nope. I don't know where the church buff person is. Give me a second. I took a screenshot of the church buff people. Church buff NPCs, here they are. What I'm looking for is Alta Nova. It is Zigmund. Zigmund. Z-I-G-M-U-N-D. Zigmund. Is he on the northern side? He's over there. Don't tell me I broke it. Okay. My character, when I first went on my character here, it was very broken. Like, I couldn't get on my horse. And she was just, like, walking and then just at some point just stopped walking and then just stood there like, try again later. I had to pretty much go on to a different character and then go back to my character and then I can actually get on my horse. It was weird. So this is the NPC to get church buffs here. It's kind of weird that an astrologist can give you church buffs, but... We're doing strength, vitality, and then I'm gonna eat my 2-hour meal too, so they're all kind of lined up. So when we go to do this, I'm probably going to use level 1 scrolls. I'm not really concerned about drop rate. Although if I wanted to get a couple centaur spells, then I could with like a level 2 scroll. I could also use Dragon's Blessings for an extra 30% drop rate. Campsite for an additional 50 if I wanted to. Pop a Kama Blessing. I think I have a 7-day on me I could use, but not too concerned about belts and such. I'm mainly just concerned about getting the drop amount, which... Drop amount... So yeah, I would need to use a... Is it item drop rate 100% on both of these? It is on both, so it's the amount that's different. So... Guess we'll just use a level 2 and Agris. I'm basically just going to grind here until I run out of my Agris, which is 20k, and then go ahead and sell. Come on now. Keep hitting the wrong button. I don't think I'm missing anything. I think we are pretty solid. Now, for those of you wondering, yes, I am completely overgeared for the spot. I think it's only like 160 AP or something like that. 180, 190. I am 290. I'm essentially 100 more AP than the spot really asks for. I'm not going to be using Frenzy Draughts of any kind. I am kind of half tempted not to even use my Vel's Heart because most everything just dies in one shot. Like any shot, really. So, just see if the spot has actually been taken. This is the, yes, okay, so there is somebody kind of here? Because these centaurs are dead. I didn't see them. Ah, there they are. Gotcha. Dang it. Stop. Let me head up to the road. Now, there's some other spots around here. I just have never tried them out, and I don't know if they're any better. Okay, somebody's over here now. Okay. There they are. Looks like a lawn, honestly. Let me try Serendia 3. You know, we'll see what happens. I want to try Centaurs, because Centaurs is actually a pretty good spot for Agris. I don't know what other spots might be good for, like, Agris Fever sort of things, but there's barely any Agrises burned. And for the essential, like, item drop rate of, like, 2 times, that's insane. Like, I think Sakraya is also another spot that's really good for Agris. Apparently Histria. We could go to Histria. I just don't really want to. Because if I do, then I'm prioritizing drop rate as well for compass pieces. Somebody's already here. I bet you these spots are probably going to be taken. Not seeing any dead centaurs. Still alive. Okay, these are all alive, so nobody's here that I can tell. Yeah, nobody's here. Go back over just in case. Yeah, I don't see anybody. Okay. Well, this'll work. I don't really know of a better spot to park my horse, considering I've only really been here for like 1 hour, essentially. I've been here multiple hours in the past, just recent times I've only done an hour, but this is usually where I park my horse, right up over here. Like, these guys just die so fast, so it's no big deal. No sweat off my brow. Let me go ahead and just do some of this stuff then. So, burned a little bit of Agris already, that's fine. Let's do some loot scrolls, and let's just go for it. I'm gonna go ahead and set a 1 hour timer real quick. Timer, 1 hour. Just because we'll know when I actually finish an hour. Let me just start by going over here. So, Kuno is not the class to be doing this with. I'm just so used to Kuno, and I like Awakened Kuno, so I don't care. Make Kuno meta again, you know? Actually, don't, please, for the love of everything, don't make Kuno meta again. Don't make Kuno meta again, because as soon as you do, more updates come out, and she just gets absolutely nerfed to the ground, because that's how Pearl Abyss do things. Something's meta? Let's kill it. Hey, sir, how's it going? That ability, though, that I'm using right there is actually going to get slightly nerfed. But you can see I'm already, like, out of stamina. Like, it's so ridiculous. Now, there's also probably an easier way to do this, but... let's go ahead and group these guys up. Oh, well, that was one blink forward too many. I just don't have the stamina is the problem. More loot. Also, I'm kind of slowed down a little bit by my pets because they're only tier 3s, they're not tier 4s. So, late game problems, am I right? So yeah, that traversal is getting nerfed a little bit. They didn't really specify by how much, but you know, to be completely frank, it felt a little powerful Like, the amount of momentum and movement that you get from it is kind of ridiculous anyways. Those two, and then head back to the center. Hit these 6. Those 2 there. Try to round these guys up real quick. Lag. You guys are supposed to group up. Yeah, if you're doing this sort of grind, or if you want to get into centaurs, because a lot of people say, you know, do like go over to centaurs after you get your seasoned character. If you listen to that, don't bring a Kuno. If you do, maybe bring more a Secession. I don't know, but go with like a Musa or a Lawn or something, or like a Dark Knight, because they're very like mobile classes. Kuno is not slow by any stretch of the imagination, but the recent nerfs to her stamina is just, it basically killed whatever faith anybody had left in the class to grind places. Like, I rarely see a Kuno grinding, and if I do, it's me. Just being honest here. Even recently, somebody... The reason why I'm out here and what got me out here was I was grinding Castle Ruins with a Sorceress and a... I think it was a Shy, actually. And the Sorceress was like, yeah, I could make 750 mil to 800 mil in an hour out at Centaurs on my lawn. If I use my Guardian, it's 800 mil. And I'm like, Guardian, really? Like, it might take me longer to achieve my goals because I'm not using a meta class or, you know, getting enough money like some other classes are able to pull in per hour. I don't care. The whole point of it is to have fun, right? It's a game. So the meta game community, all it's gonna do is make you stop playing the game sooner. That's about it. Like, yeah, you'll have like maybe 300 mil more than me in an hour, which is, you know, huge, but at the end of it all, I'll have enjoyed my time more. Debatable, but, you know. I'm trying to justify playing a bad class. Haha, bad class. Oh. Kuno's just, like, down bad, you know? Like, the fact that a Shy was able to do better than me at, like, a slightly lesser AP, DP is, like, way better. Yeah, it's just... Okay, their DP wasn't way better. Maybe, like, 5 to 6 more DP. Yeah, that still kind of hurt me a little bit because a Shy, in my mind, is more of like a support class. It's not intended to be like an assault, like get in there and kill Gyfin underground, you know? But the other thing is my WP, I just run out of it so much over here. If I were to grind here more regularly, I would want a mana potion for sure, which is weird to say for a Kuno, because you have like 2 skills that allow you to recover no problem. It's just I use them, one of them to get around all the time from pack to pack. The other one is that one. I have to line that up almost perfectly, and then I can hit them all at the same time. And hit that one, please. Thank you. Didn't kill him, though. So I'm not sure, is this like rotation number 4 or something like that? We've almost burned 2k Agris. Make all those, get that one. I will say with the target chase it's nice, but again with Kuno, there are so many nuances with it that make it just not good to grind here. I'm just doing this to kind of prove a point that it is possible. I can do it. I just have been choosing not to for various PvP elements. So far up to 2,000 though. And it's been 8 minutes. Not bad. My biggest issue with Kuno is that target chase sometimes doesn't actually work. Instead of the person left, that's good. Lag here and there, but that's fine. Yeah, that traversal is, it's nice, but try not to use it too much. When they go to nerf that, it might make this spot too much for me. Because right now it's pretty okay, you know, but alright. That one. Move these 3 over to here. Come on now. Don't be shy. Hit him. Okay. Almost burned 3k. We're at about 2.6 right now. Look, there's another person that just showed up. Target chase didn't actually work there. That means I have to use stamina to run around. It's nice, isn't it? There's the other person left. Just always out of WP, always out of stamina. For anybody who has ever complained about Kuno, I would like a formal apology for your whining and complaining. Because I don't care what you have to say about Secession, but Awakening shouldn't have to suffer because Secession was, quote, too powerful. Especially in PvP. Like, this is PvE. And I'm struggling to keep a full, like, rotation going because running out of stamina, running out of WP. You have skills to do that, stupid. Yeah, but when target chase doesn't work, what am I supposed to do, huh? It basically doesn't consume stamina for 20 seconds and increases your movement speed by 20% for those 20 seconds. But what am I supposed to do when that doesn't work? Use my normal stamina? And then what? I get to the pack with no stamina, can't use any skills? Yeah, that seems very balanced. Whereas Lon can just fly from pack to pack. Seems balanced. Those guys just didn't want to group up. Or I was playing that very poorly, let's be honest, probably the latter than the former. That one. This group. No WP, shocker. Totally skipped a pack. Gotta do it a certain way. If not, it just doesn't work. Almost burned 4K now. And that is 4K Agris right there. And it's been 15 minutes. So that times by 4 is 16K an hour. So yeah, it's gonna take about an hour and 15 minutes then, barring no interruptions. That ability is, I have to be so precise with it there, it's ridiculous. That's fine though, I guess. I'm just kind of salty because I'm coming from over where Jade, and Jade, you just don't need to group up enemies like this. I don't even know if this is like the most ideal way to group up enemies in this spot. It's just, I'm trying my best. Hour 2 being here, so. I'm also one of those like players that never really likes to watch other people like, so this is what you do here. No, just get me in there, coach. I'll figure it out as we go along. Probably loot it and go faster a little bit, but just got them all. Didn't have to do that. I will say, because I just saw the message for the Papu and Otter War, I found out I can make 200 mil an hour over there. It does technically take advantage of some of the event's design, because they designed it so far to have, for the otter side, there's 2 sides that otters come out. The Papu have 3 lanes or 3 zones that they can hold. The problem with it is there's only 2 sides for the Papus to come out, so one of the 2 sides has like 2 waves worth of Papus. So you can just farm that over and over and over once the war actually starts, and you just get a ton of loot. I think I earned almost, I think it was like 240 in an hour, 240 mil. Because the loot item is 70,000 per item. So you get 3,000 an hour. Actually, it was like 210. How many did I sell? I swear I got like 240, but I don't know for sure. All you need is only 3,000 though. That's it. Was that just... Hold on. Was that who I think that was? Who I thought that was Evil Do Us Harm. If that's the case, the legendary Evil Do Us Harm has blessed my stream. Thanks, Evil Do Us Harm, or Levi. Watch your videos, man. Appreciate it. I thought that's who that was. I just didn't want to say it just in case, but I could swear I saw it. And it looked like a Musa for like the 2 frames that I saw it. I could try to go up there, but I don't want to spook him. I know he's a filthy casual. So, nothing wrong with that. I try to be myself. No, that is not a filthy casual. That is somebody completely different. That could have been the same dude. I mean, I don't... You see me grinding here, dude. Like, what? Watch that actually be the guy, you know. If it wasn't Evil Do Us Harm, my point still stands. Watch Evil Do Us Harm on YouTube. Great content creator. Doesn't get enough respect, I feel, from some parts of the community. Other parts of the community shower love and praise for him, and he does an amazing job. So... abilities on cooldown. Of course it is. this what it's like to be a guardian, just like spamming 3 abilities for the most part. I'm thinking I do one more rotation. How many do I have? 2,000? Yeah, I can do one more rotation. Holy lag, yo. There's some spots in the open world of Black Desert where I go to that they're very tiny spots, mind you. Miramok is one of them, where in the main rotation in between the 2 totem poles, there's a spot that if I go to, my game like freezes almost for like a full second. It's a little scary. I don't know if it's like trying to load in more of the environment in the distance or what, but it's what it feels like. So for anybody keeping tally at home as to how many people we've run across, that is number... If it is the same guy who went through the grind spot, that is, I think, number 3 or 4. Whereas Jade, I might see one other person. Okay, need to head up above. Oh no, I can't jump no more. Could pop a drop, but I'm curious. Can I actually climb up this whole thing without... I guess I could do that to kind of get up. Yeah, there we go. So you can technically climb up. That's good to know. So I don't need to use a draw. It's just a bit finicky, that's all. Okay, so not too bad so far. 7K burned, and we've been at this for about 25 minutes. That seems to be one of those spots as well. At least when I'm streaming, it's, for some reason, it's like right here. I get a hiccup every time. At least the last couple times I've noticed. I just have to keep an eye on it. It's not enough to be like, oh, can't grind here, but you know, it's enough to where I notice it every time. And if I run into somebody over there, which I think is like where 2 grind spots almost intersect, then there's a possibility. There's a possibility every time I play this game that something like that's gonna happen. So, like some people might have the like really bad experience of just like constantly running into other people who are just like trying to kill them and take their grind spots and stuff. I'm not gonna say this too loudly, but that doesn't seem to be the case in my situation a lot of the time. When I was lesser geared, that is, I had my grind spots taken from me almost all the time. So nowadays I just refuse to do like much of any PvP. So back then I guess you could also say I also refused to do PvP because I just didn't have the gear. Nowadays I actually have some teeth that if I wanted to I could try to bite back, but it's just, I really hate the PvP system in this game, and I don't like to use the word hate, but I really hate the PvP system in this game. It is aggravating, to say the least. Oh, I downed you. I'm a full combo you real quick. Oh, you're dead. Wow. GG, too easy. Get good, scrub. Like, that's not a fun way to PvP at all. I don't know who in the development team was like, yeah, let's give every class, well, nearly every class, either a grab or a grapple of some kind, or some sort of a knockdown. Let's give most classes like 3 different types of CCs, and once an enemy is on the ground, they can then like re-stun and then just, you know, full combo them down, and the other person who's on the ground has had literally zero chance to be able to get up and actually do something about it. Like, that's not fun. I don't care who you are, that is not fun at all. It makes me wonder how RBF people are just like, how do you enjoy the game being max geared and everything, and just go up to somebody. It literally is a competition of who can get the first CC off, and then hope that you have enough DPS to just keep you alive. Because if that person gets up, you are dead. Because then they do the same to you. They CC you on the ground and then just start full comboing you. And most of the time that full combo includes a couple other stuns or CCs, and it is not fun. I don't care who you are. You could pay me $1 million to say that Black Desert has a unique and fun PvP. It is not unique, and it is not fun. If you want me to say it's unique, it is unique in that it is uniquely boring. You can quote me on that one all day long. I've never had more of a frustrating and aggravating PvP experience in any MMO besides this game in the open world, and including RBF at times, because I'm not capped geared. Arena of Solar. What about Arena of Solar, Dustin? It's just not it either. I'll be honest, it just isn't. It's just not it. But it is the perfect epitome of what you scrub players who aren't perfectly capped want, which is a perfectly balanced, definitely not favoring one class over another, gear-based PvP experience. You should be very proud of them for everybody that's... No. Because then it really does come down to skill, and the people that I'm usually paired with either carry me or they're just awful, and it's up to me to try to do something. And we all know how that goes. Not well. I don't expect to ever get a, what is it called, like a membership or partnership, that's the word. I don't ever expect to get a partnership from Black Desert and be like, hey, we know you're a content creator and we know you love playing the game, you stream it all the time. How would you feel about becoming a partner? I know I'm never going to get that because, well, in my current frame of mind, I would never get that. They would never reach out to me and be like, hey, you know, we see you're a content creator with a lot of monthly viewers. How would you like to be a partner? And even if they did, I would almost like politely turn them down, like, you know, nah, because I've seen this sort of stuff happen all the time where somebody gets like a partnership and then all of a sudden they change, and it's not so much that they change, it's more so along the lines of, not that this happens in Pearl Abyss, but I've seen it before in other games where people get a partnership and all of a sudden it's like they have to be very careful about what they say, and it's almost like they're being censored to a certain degree. Like, you need to only say good things about our products or our services. It's like, nah. If I don't have the ability to say what I want, and that includes bashing your game from time to time, nah. There's some like legitimate flaws with this game that I'm sure the vast majority of the community could agree on, and I'm not talking the entitled crowd that's like, we need compensation for that. No. I saw today on the hunting Discord, the boss hunting, like world boss Discord, people were complaining, it's been 17 spawns of normal Nuver, there's not a single Bloodstorm. The only reason they're complaining about that is the Nuver can't outfit. You can dye it now. That makes it worthwhile to go for. The fact that I can dye it now, and now Bloodstorm doesn't even spawn a single time. It's been over a week, and I haven't seen it one time. Grow up. Do the event. Like, go fight them outside of this. The only reason you're obsessed with it is that you can't get it. And because you can't get it, you're getting, like somebody literally said, I submitted a ticket to Pearl Abyss to have them look into it, because this is uncalled for. How is it uncalled for? It's an Uber boss. It's not going to spawn all the time. Like, what do you want them to do? Make an event to where it spawns all the time so that you can get yours? You know what's going to happen? 2 months later down the road, there are going to be people just like you complaining that it never spawns. Grow up. Not everything is owed to you. That's my advice to those people. Gosh, those people make me so angry. Is it okay to say that I've been doing Bloodstorm Nuver before it was cool to get a Nuver can outfit? Because I have. Oh, my guild's about to do a node war thing right now. What's going to be really funny, though, is the amount of people who are like, oh, all I need is just this, because you need very specific resources to actually get the Nuver can. You need a horn, and I think you need a wing. And one of those, I think the horn is for the helmet, and then the wing, I think, is for the armor. You need one of each of those, and then I think you need like 420 of these Bloodlit Eye of the Deserts. People are, I'm sure, going to be complaining, well, the drop rate's awful. I've gotten like 5 wings with not a single horn. Like, that's coming next. I already feel it. Entitled people being entitled, you know, just, ugh. You don't see, you know, I see occasionally where people are like posting about, what was it, the Dream Horses, I think, where they're like 70 taps deep already. It's like a 15% chance. And they're like, you know, well, up to 70 now, here we go. It's like, well, you know, kind of know what you're getting into. But those people who post that, I don't know if they're just like, you know, check out this crazy like anti-RNG that's going on. Like, that's pretty poggers, am I right? It's a lot of resources that they waste every single click, but it's the nature of the game. Like, if it was just given to you, you probably wouldn't be playing the game still. In some ways, I firmly believe that the only reason I'm still playing this game is because I want to see my character hit full gear, and there's part of me that's like, I want to hit that badly. I want to get that satisfaction of being able to say, I'm gear capped, you know. But that's still a very, very distant future. And even if, you know, a ton of money were to fall in my lap and I just bought a bunch of outfit boxes and sold them, it still wouldn't be enough, I don't think. Mainly because of luck. The way that the RNG works. Ooh, that's another spot, it looks like. I don't know, there's just something about people complaining that just, it gets me triggered. And it can be something so pathetic too, and it's enough for me to be like, really? Humankind is this selfish and entitled that, really? Hey, an artifact, nice. Got another scroll. Pretty sure we've gotten a few of these already. Get that, and then head over here. Get this. That. That. So almost 10k Agris, and we're at 23 minutes left for the hour. So it's about 40 minutes. So it'd be about an hour and 20 at this rate. Unless I just stop talking for the remainder of the stream and just focus instead of ranting about people who are far too entitled for their own good. In a lot of ways, streaming is like therapy to me. I'm able to kind of talk about the things that maybe have irked me this week, and mainly it's just like petty nonsense, really. Plus, I do try to keep this more so about gaming more than just like my IRL stuff, because it's more of a gaming channel. I'm sure some people wouldn't mind like knowing a little bit more about like my day-to-day sort of activities, or you know, things that I do throughout the week. But I'll be honest, like for the most part, you're either watching me because you want to see just how Awakened Kuno is here, or maybe you just clicked on my channel and was like, hey, somebody's live, let me go check them out, see what they're like. And you heard me ranting for like the past half hour. And you're like, man, I don't want to be part of this anymore. Or there's even a possibility that, you know, years later, you might be rewatching this entire VOD for some reason. I don't know. There's a possibility that, you know, 2 years from now, somebody could click on this video just out of sheer curiosity to see what one of my streams used to be like. Because in the roughly almost going on this upcoming January next year will be the 5th anniversary of streaming. Content creation, just being on the platform of YouTube, I have been doing this for this September will be 5 years. So, you know, in that 5-year span, I know things have definitely changed. A lot of like my mannerisms, my demeanor, the way that I conduct myself in a live setting versus a video setting is very different and has changed. It's kind of fit whatever like thing that I'm thinking of, or whatever game I'm playing, whatever commentary that I might want to talk about. For the most part these days, it's just kind of talk and talk and talk and just hope that I make sense at the end of the day. Which is kind of, it feels kind of pointless, not gonna lie, but you know, I gotta entertain myself somehow. Did I hit that one? Out of WP again. How many of those soiled belts? We got 2 of them, and a lot of scrolls actually. This is the first time I actually like consciously looked at my loot to see what I got. All the other times I've been to my horse has just been like, yeah, put the junk loot away. This. I kind of heard it. IRL, there was a jet that just flew over, and for some reason I was like, there ain't no jets in this game. Not gonna lie, kind of spooked me. So yeah, I am sitting at about 17 minutes to go for the first hour. We just hit past the halfway on Agris. So yeah, we've only done like half of what I wanted to do for today on stream. I think this week I'm starting to really feel a break from Black Desert this week. I just don't really know what I want to play. This is one of those games that I've noticed as I've gotten a little bit older now that there are certain games that I just don't want to play, or there are games that I always go back to. Yesterday, I don't know how many people are actually here for it, but I did go and participate in my younger brother's live stream on his channel. I'll go ahead and add that real quick. Give you like 2 seconds and I'll go and grab it real quick. But I was on his channel as like a secondary talent, if you will, and we were doing some Toontown Rewritten, which is a rewrite of the Toontown Online, which was owned by Disney at the time. And pretty much, I'm going to provide a link in chat for it as well. We pretty much were doing, there we go, I'll put that, there you go. That's his, and I'll also add it to the description when I get around to it. Why does that not show up as an actual link? Hello? My pages are kind of lagging here. Give me a second. That's weird. Why? I'm on my like private account on my other window, but that message isn't even showing up at all, so I don't know what's going on with that. I'll try to fix that later. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe my personal account got timed out or something. I don't know. It's weird. So regardless though, we were doing. I was checking out the annex buildings with them because the last time that I even played TTR was a long time ago, actually. It was more than maybe a year, maybe 2 years even. It's been a long time. So I wanted to check out and do a little bit of some of the new stuff in TTR. And it wasn't too bad. Like, my nostalgia more than anything was killing me because there was a lot of stuff that kind of reminded me of like before when I used to play all the time. But it was kind of fun because in order to do the field offices, you kind of have to like go through this trial and like a short little quest series where you have to go and talk to different NPCs, and you have to get 10 Skellicogs in a Cellbot factory. And yeah, it wasn't too bad. We went through and did 2 Cellbot factories. You can get about, I think 10 is max you can get in one Cellbot factory. So I had to do 15, so 2 full like quick runs, and then we had to do, I can't remember what the middle part was. I think I just had to go and talk to a bunch of people here and there, and then once that was done, then I had to go and do a CEO, and that was a little rough because people started blaming me for stuff, and I'm like, don't you dare come at me, because nobody is taking the lead on this. Everybody's just kind of doing their own thing, and nobody's like, some people were making some good decisions near the end, but I made sure to tell them nobody's acting like this whole side is just not a team right now, and you guys need to either start acting like a team, start communicating, or something. Don't try to blame me. It's not my fault. And they're like, it's okay, man. It's all right. I'm like, no, it's not. You literally came after me and said it's my fault when everybody here is at fault. So don't even try to come at me like that. But then the field office was totally fine, and despite that, like the very first one we went to, the entire, like our entire internet just shut off. I don't know what happened. So, you know, I'm gonna go and talk to my horse real quick. So it's one of those weird situations where It doesn't happen all too often because usually I kind of wait until everybody else picks whatever they want to do to like attack the cogs, and for some reason they're like, you pick, and I'm like, all right, I pick, and then they do something stupid and then they blame me. It's like, no, I'm not accepting this, period. It's your fault. Don't try to blame me. Field office though was pretty fun. I definitely want to give a few more of them some shots. So, you know, it's a lot easier when me and my brothers, I have 2 brothers and a sister, if all 4 of us were to get together, we could all just like do this sort of content no problem, because, you know, if you have like a good crew, or like a good, as I call it, unit of people, it's just, it feels so good to be very cooperative. But in a game as simple as Toontown, people still just scuff everything up sometimes, and it's annoying to say the least. And then try to pass the blame on to somebody else. Like that was really what got me on that CEO. It was just like, really? Really? It's my fault? Right. Dude, chill, it's okay. We understand it's your fault, but it's okay. Let's move on. No. You can't put that on me. And I won't let you. Mainly why I love Black Desert, because for the most part, I don't rely on anybody else. I just kind of do my own thing, you know? I'm confusion. Somebody just left the guild, was just talking to guild chat. I don't get it, guys. I guess it's one of the so-called perks about being in a big guild, right? Like people just come and go all the time. I hate so much how fast I run out of WP. Both WP and stamina, it literally is a constant juggle for me. I would say that part of it could be on me for not like fully understanding my classes, like traversals and stuff like that. But there's the other part of it's just been nerfed like so severely. Just play Striker, just play Musa. No, metagamer, no, not doing it. I will play a dead class to the day I die. You know why? Because at least I enjoy it. I recently saw a video thumbnail of I'm Choice making like 1.4 billion worth in like an hour, calling it a world record. And I'm like, you know, that's fine and everything, that's fantastic, but you know, at what cost, you know? He's also like max geared and everything, so I mean, what else are you gonna do? You know, if I had that sort of like gear, oh yeah, I'd be trying to pull off records and stuff, because that's what gets clicks on YouTube, you know, putting world record and then verifying that it's actually like some of the best in the world. Oh yeah, you're gonna get clicks. Dude, did you hear about I'm Choice? Like, I've already fallen victim before I lost the game, you know? I talked about it. Did you hear about so-and-so? They got so much more money in an hour? Or, let's go try to beat that, you know? It's like, cool, that's fine and everything. All the sweaty, ultra, you know, geared players now have something to work toward, trying to dethrone him or get, you know, try to outdo him. But, you know, past a certain point, like, what do you do? Like... Like, people before level 62, they start complaining, well, there's just nothing to do in the game. Well, I mean, there's a lot of things you could do, but all of them include grinding, whether it be mobs, whether it be more for life skilling, you know. I guess you can just like RBF and just become an RBF monkey. That's what I've heard them being referred to. But you become an RBF player and just like spend most of your day just PvPing it up, and you know, sharpening your skills in terms of like ultra late game. Like you can try out some Mimi builds, stuff like that. But past like a few things that I can think of off the top of my head, there's a lot more to the late game, but not a lot of people will want to do it. Like, you can go around doing ecology farming. I saw one of the people I usually watch on Twitch today. I think it's Mermaid on Tap, believe is the name. Go check her out too. She's amazing and quite very funny. Wow, my brain don't work. A very funny individual, a very charismatic individual for sure. She's doing eco grind today. So that's ecology hunting. And I recently did that too. I went from like 5,800 to like 6,400 in 2 streams. About like 300 each stream. So, you know, getting full like 10k eco, I mean, that'd be kind of cool. Getting all the academics and stuff like that, getting all this stuff done, it just takes a lot of time to do that. And people don't want to get to a point where like, oh yeah, I have the entire knowledge tree done. That's something you can work toward. You know, you may not want to do it, but it's something you can do. So you can't ever say like, oh, there's nothing to do in this game past level 61. That might be true for most people, but like I said, you can work on life skilling, you can work on better gear. Once you get like complete gear cap, then it's like, okay, what do I do then? That's a great question. Really comes down to like what you want out of a game, you know. Like, I can sit there and play, for instance, this is another game I've poured a lot of hours into, GTA 5, specifically the online part. You know, I could sit there and just grind until I make an X amount of money, or an X amount of money per hour, X amount of money in total. You know, I could work toward getting all the cars I could ever want inside the game, get like all the weapons and ammunition. I can set myself up for the foreseeable future in terms of like money overall. Like, a friend of mine, and also kind of pops in every once in a while in streams, called I think it's the 5 billion GTA. It's something like that. He actually earned $5 billion in GTA Online. I know him by his other name, which is Otto, and he's a mad lad for doing so. Like 25 mil to 30 mil a day running just KO Paracos before they got nerfed. Like, that's a legacy, you know. 20 or 5 billion. How many players can say they legitimately grinded till they had 5 billion money in GTA Online? I know I can't say that. Like, to do it now would even be harder because KO got nerfed, so, you know. But he has that sort of title, if you will, where he did that pre-nerf. Like, he did all that before they nerfed it, and, you know, he has bragging rights in a lot of ways. So, you know, kudos to him for doing that. But it all depends on what you want out of the game, what you want to do with it, how far you see yourself playing the game, how committed you are to playing the game, or maybe dedicated to playing the game. You know, at the end of the day, it's just a video game. You know, it's on a server that, you know, any day now could have something horrible happen, and, you know, all your progress is gone forever. my biggest awakening to that was Toontown Online. They closed down their servers permanently, and my character is gone forever, lost to the void of time. And I wasn't even live streaming back then. You know, I was still a teenager when they like shut it down completely. So for me, it's just like it sucked. It was horrible, and I kind of felt a bit of a spook when Cacao Games said that they're going under. I thought Cacao Games was the developer of this game, but no, they're just a publisher, and Pearl Abyss took over, which they're the developers. So they have no plans to shut down the game anytime soon, but there still is a possibility that I wake up tomorrow and the game is shut down permanently. There is a possibility for that. You know, governments being the way they are, they could just say, nope, this game is not allowed in the Americas anymore, and it's gone forever. You know, move on with our lives. That is a possibility, and it is a frightening one at that. But at the end of the day, it's just a game. It's not something tangible. It's not something that, you know, it can't really be stolen from me, but it's not really my property either. It's this weird limbo of electronic, you know. It exists, but not physically. It's like owning a Bitcoin, you know. It's not like a gold bar. It's something electronic, not real, but it has value to some degree. To somebody, it's got value, for sure. In my case, you know, my character, my family account and everything, that holds value to me. It's something that I've worked on for over 2 years now, and it's something that, you know, I've put a lot of time and energy into. Some might say too much, but, you know, to each their own passions, to each their own desires, to each their own way of life, you know. I would like for this to become more than just, you know, me as a hobby, just like playing it and such. I want it to be more than that, but I usually don't talk about this, but subscribers is a big thing on YouTube. In order for me to become monetized in any regard, I need 1,000 subscribers. And instead of making bot accounts and then just going and subscribing to my own channel like I know some people have in the past, I'd much rather try to do it naturally. And so far, 5 years of natural growth has led to, actually I just noticed it go up today, so 318 today out of 1,000. And thank you to whoever that might be. I don't know. My alert bot is broken and it doesn't really tell me, and unless somebody explicitly says in chat like, hey, I'm a new sub, I just don't know. But in order to make a living off of doing YouTube, it's not like, oh, I hit 1,000 people, I make, you know, X amount of money a month now. Nah, it's nothing like that. So it's about 15k aggregate an hour for this spot, because that was the hour timer just now. So as far as it is, YouTube still is a long ways away, and I have a lot of disadvantages. Main one being that I play a game that a lot of other people are known for, and a lot of people who watch people that are known for it, that's like the person they watch. So unless, what I'm saying is I'm joining an industry, or like trying to compete isn't the right word, because I'm not trying to do that, but I'm trying to gain the attention of an audience that has already decided who their content creator is, for the most part. You know, if you want like beginner tutorial stuff, Evil Do Us Harm is a great resource for that. If you want maybe some more, you know, in-depth late game stuff, I watch I'm Choice, but that's not the only individual who does that sort of stuff. There's also a ton of streamers on Twitch that stream the game constantly. One that I watch over there from time to time, other than Mermaid on Tap, is one called Kugels. It's or Kugels. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. Kuugels. She is also a really late game geared player. Like, watching them makes me kind of feel bad that I'm not at that level, but it gives me inspiration of what I can expect. You know, you get up to that gear score. At a certain point, gear score, I feel like, defines the skill of a class. Like, I can only push myself so hard to grind a spot. Right now, I'm kind of doing it casually right now, but, you know, past a certain point, you know, if I were to go on a just barely meets the gear score requirement of this spot Kuno versus my Kuno now, there'd be a huge difference that I'd feel. Like I wouldn't be able to one-shot anybody if I just had barely enough gear score for this spot. You know, that's just like how things would go for me. If I went to a spot that I knew would kill me now and then go there maybe a month later where I have better odds, like higher DP or higher attack, whatever, better stats, and I went to that spot, I'd be able to see the natural progression take place. And that, I think, is what keeps me going. Is there are spots that I can't go to right now, but give it soon, hopefully sooner rather than later, maybe by middle of the year next year, hopefully I'll be at a point where I can grind some of those spots. But until then, I have to be content with where I'm at right now. Yes, I did see that person. I think that was number 5. Every time I see a person, I just get real tense. I don't know if people just see Kuno and they're like, yeah, I'm not going to mess with this person, or if it's more like, oh, I see how quickly they're killing this pack. I probably should leave them alone. But there are going to be people that it doesn't matter how fast you clear, how much of a threat you might, you know, try to puff yourself up to be, they will take you on and they will perceive it as a challenge. Regardless if you're actually, you know, a one combo kill or not. Hit him. There we go. Ugh. Hold on, let me get this pack real quick right there. Okay, let me try to ascend this rock. I could so easily just drink a draught to go faster because it raises my max LT, but I'm just feeling exceptionally lazy today, so don't mind me as I take way longer than necessary to get up this like little area here. There we go. So there's 18k and I have burned not even 16, so I've gotten 2,000 extra junk loot than Agris. So this is kind of, I'm thinking of doing this more often. You know, it takes about an hour and a half, but realistically then, is that the same as Jade? Possibly. Like, Jade might still be the best spot to go to, guys. Like, I burn 30k in 2 hours, 15k an hour at Jade. It seems like that's the same thing over here. The only difference is that this spot doesn't offer the chance to get a 2 billion on the marketplace item. I don't know if it's just because my class isn't that great at clearing, if like... The thing that some people just don't really mention, they're like, oh yeah, I make a 700 million. Like, how much Agris are you burning? How long are you grinding for? I'm not gonna lie, guys. I think this spot is cap right now. Like, the more I'm actually thinking about it. For me, right now, this spot is cap. Jade is where it's at. Every time I go someplace else, I'm like, we'll give this a shot, you know, maybe it's actually worth what people are saying. I'm missing something. I'm not going to shred my wrist just trying to make, you know, almost 1 bill an hour here. Is it just this particular location isn't the best because of the amount of centaurs here versus somewhere else? Like, Taftar Plains is big, you know, there's a lot of spots you can go to grind here that you don't have to grind this particular spot. I just go here because I know this spot very well, and typically speaking, people who grind here aren't really insanely geared. So 9 times out of 10, people will just kind of leave me alone because this is like an inferior spot anyways. Like, that's sort of my mentality when going to a popular spot, is pick a spot that's not good. We'll stick there. Has worked out in my favor, I don't know how many times. Star's End, going to Jade. There have been plenty of times where I go to the not Marnie spot because it's less congested by other players, and you know, some of my best hours were at those spots. Scroll, nice. At some point I'm gonna start getting too many scrolls. Like, if I hate to say this, guys, but if I were to grind here each and every day for the aggress that I burn, I feel like I can get the same amount of money at Jade before capstones. And unless capstones are like more than 30 here today, I don't feel it's worth it. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. Now, if somebody's pulling in, you know, 500 mil or higher with no aggress being burned, then I'd like to question how. You know, record it so the rest of the world can see how you're doing this. It has to be the spot. There's a decent amount of centaurs here, but, you know, checking out the more northern spot, there's like 4 or 5 like good clumps of them, and here you have to do a lot more like running around, grouping up and stuff like that. Like, there's some centaurs here that I group up with these guys over here that maybe at another spot you don't have to do as much grouping, but if you did, like if you didn't have to group, then obviously your money per hour would go up because you don't have to group as hard. About 3K left to go here. This guy's name is Blackstar. About 10 minutes. You can take this spot. You want a duel? Nah. I don't duel. If they want to kill me, go ahead. Testing. Testing. What do they mean by that? I mean, does this person actually want a duel? Are they trying to duel here? I don't know, guys. Alright, if you say so. Okay. Did they just want like a practice dummy here or something? Okay. And just like that, they were never seen again. Now I'm confused. Let's play Guess That DP. They had 2,000 HP. So the thing with duels, right? One, I never really do duels, clearly, because I had it set to auto-reject duels. But was that like a seasoned character? That can't be, right? What were they testing? Hold on, I'm curious. What is the recommended DP here? 200. A seasoned character, you can get up to like 300 almost. Oh my gosh, my headphone cable just about scared me. Just about, it did actually. I don't know why it did, but it did badly. 2 artifacts, man. Oh wait, little dude there. Let me head up to my horse real quick. If people... Some of my guildmates have said before, Centaurs is a great place to go, but you might run into like an occasional like PvP god who just understands it way too well, but they're on a seasoned character, and you might get, you know, killed by a seasoned character, which is humiliating. I don't care about that. I've died to people way stronger than me for so long, I could care less. If somebody manages to kill me at a lower gear, I mean, good for you. Like, you killed somebody who's bad at PvP, but... okay. Same person. Taking the spot now? That's the same person, by the way. Okay. We're just gonna go about my merry day here and just like, they're probably gonna want to try to duel me again. TBH. Lawn is actually a really good PvP class as well, from what I've heard and seen. So I'm not looking forward to that fight. The witch was like, okay, what are you hoping to accomplish here? I don't get it. But the lawn is, that one kind of has me a little nervous. Also, I didn't mention this either, but one of my crystals actually broke recently. my helmet one. So, are we dueling now? Is that it? Heyo. Isn't this the same person? This is the same person. I would, but I can't. Ah, I see. All right. This is gonna be interesting. All right. Is it the same person? Has to be. Is this person just trying to like take up my time? Is that it? Has to be. It would have to be. I'm getting the feeling this person is just trying to take up my time. Sucks to be them, though. I have nothing better to do. Nope. Who is this individual? I could go Nuver, but I'm waiting for them to just like put on like Fallen God gear or something like that. I really am at this point. I'm fair. Is this them putting on their like best gear? You watch. This one skill killed him. What is there? Keep going. Yeah, you almost got me. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah. I don't understand what they're doing here. I don't get it. I'm waiting for them to ask what my gear is. Don't. What are the... Am I missing something, guys? Like, are they trying skill add-ons? Are they wasting my time? Yes, wasting my time. 110p. But, like... do they not realize that the more they interrupt, the longer it's going to take for me to burn my Agris? I guess if they are planning on coming back, I need to just go as fast as possible and just like make up something like, oh, it's been like 4 minutes left to go, and then just like whenever my time quote unquote runs up, I'll just swap servers and just, you know, call it good enough. Joke's on them, I'm burning loot scrolls, but that's, other than that, like, I don't have any other buffs. I don't care about efficient numbers. I still think Jade's best. Like, no doubts about it. Seven minutes. That was 5 minutes ago. So according to my logic, I have like 2 minutes left. So. That was by far one of the weirder interactions I've had recently. I don't fully understand what they were doing other than just trying to take up my time on like a low geared character. I don't know. I'm honestly perplexed. I'll be done here anyways in a few more minutes, so I'm not all too concerned about it, I guess, but usually, I say this very deliberately, usually in the past, I've had other people, like, even if I was, like, deer harvesting, like deer meat, next to bear, usually I've had people just come around and just kill me for no apparent reason. Lately, it's been like people, as that individual by the name of Blackstar says, testing things. I hope that I was able to help. Who knows? I might show up in a YouTube video somewhere along the way. Like, you won't believe who I found grinding centaurs today. An awakened Kuno. Like, you know, cool, I suppose, but I don't know, guys. Like, I even let them just try to full combo me. I'll be honest. I think it was that moment when they realized, okay, I'm not going to be able to defeat this person. That gives me a little bit of hope that should a seasoned character who don't know, wow. I read them books, ma. Sorry. So, it gives me some hope that a seasoned character with the amount of AP DP that they would normally have, like a full pen set, wouldn't be able to do a whole lot to me. But, you know, I've also been killed by a trial character repeatedly. I'm not going to say the class, though, because, well, you just don't understand PvP. Blah, blah. No, that class is so stupid, it's not even funny. And that's why a lot of people say to grind with it here, because it's good in everything, and I don't care what's meta. I really don't. Metagaming is so stupid, and nah. I'd much rather try to be unique, you know, instead of another copy-paste clone of what is considered meta. Well, they don't seem to be bothering me anymore. Whoever that Blackstar person is, thank you for trying to test something. You kind of gave me a little bit more confidence, not gonna lie, because I don't care when it comes to fighting mobs. Like, it's fighting mobs, right? A lot of players, like 99% of players who play this game at one point or another had to do it, and you either enjoyed it or you didn't. And in my case, I didn't at first, but I've grown to like it, because it's one of the fastest, easiest, well, not easiest, one of the fastest ways to make money in the game. And in a world where economy is 99% of everything in our modern day lives, same is the case in video games. Just like IRL tax, there's an in-game tax. Just like, I would say there's a property tax, but there's not really. That's GTA 5 or GTA Online. Probably both, actually. It's an ultra-realistic real-life simulator. Sure it is. I've seen it advertised as such, which is why I make fun of it that way. It was probably some meme article, but nonetheless, somebody was very serious when they wrote that article, clearly, because it exists. It passed the editors. They got the editor's stamp of approval, and they're like, yeah, that's a good idea. We should do that. And the ad campaign worked, because I saw it. Not that it has to graze past my eyes in order to be considered something, but 122 on the home stretch. I wonder if they were asking me how long, that way they can like come over and test something. I don't know. If I get a private message in a little bit when I have left the spot, then I'll know why. I just don't understand who they are or why, what their goal was ultimately. Alright, so there's a 20k Agris. Let's go ahead and shut everything off. Let's call my horse over, and this is a thing called horse stacking, where you're able to basically get into absurd numbers of percentages for your overall weight and not feel too bad about it. Now, if somebody were to actually hit me right now, that'd be a problem, because I'd be bucked off my horse and I can't do anything. If it's that Black Star person, then I'll be totally fine. But, yeah. Well, maybe. Maybe they've got like an ultra character that they're moving over. I don't know. I can never say, I'll be fine. Because the next thing out of my mouth is Keck W. That's when they kill me. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and sell. Usually I go to Altanova, but I'm going to go ahead and sell here. So I'm going to put all my money away into Central Market. So I have no money on me right now. We're going to sell the 20k's worth of Agris. So 23,289 junk loot, 510 mil. Now that was, I'm going to say like an hour and a half, because my buffs are now at 25 minutes, and these are 2 hours. It's about an hour and a half for 500 mil. If I was doing Jade, just junk loot, in 2 hours, that's 600 mil. At Centaurs, I can get about another almost 3k trash loot in 10 minutes. I think it's like 2,500, 2,600. So I would tack on like another almost 10k here. This spot, if I had the Agris, would be slightly better. But that's not including capstones. That's just junk loot. Capstones here, I got 18. Is there a daily for Centaurs that I'm missing? There probably is. I'm just stupid. And how much capstones do you get from this? This will determine whether or not I think the spot is actually, you know, poggers or noggers, you know. Let's make that a thing, noggers. Instead of poggers, like, oh, it's more like, oh. Ow, my jaw popped when I did that too. Ah, oh. Anybody hear that? That was painful. Zania, what is your quest and how much? Hello? Leave my horse alone, you lizards. What's wrong with you? Okay, so the daily that I'm looking for, stop hitting wrong buttons, Dustin, jeez, is redeeming our land from this person. These are co-ops, so these are just like do so much. Still hit the wrong buttons. Nothing changes. I want to know how much this gives me. I'm gonna go to BDO Codex for this, because why not? Let me go to Black Desert Codex. Redeeming our land. Redeeming our land. Because I had to do these tasks that I just accepted before I can get this. So this gives 3 capstones, a memory fragment, and 5 blackstone weapon, according to BDO Codex, which is fairly updated. So, also 600 contribution XP. So, I don't know. Like, these co-ops are very easy to do for me, but I'm also going to get rid of this one too. This is for a 300 combat XP. Maybe if, there was an event going on, I might, maybe keep one of them to then actually do, but you get it for just grinding there. A lot of Valencia spots are like that, where if you just go there and grind for a bit, you'll eventually get a bonus quest, and it's a 300 combat XP, 100 skill XP, and I think it's like a 30-minute buff, but that 30 minutes is like supercharged by 300%. Like, imagine doing a 1,000% hot time event like they did recently and getting an extra 30 or 300% for 30 minutes. Like, that's huge. Especially if you can possibly, I don't know if you can, but if you can like bank one from like centaurs and then do another one from like Susans or Sausans, that'd be kind of an interesting thing, like, because then you can do it for an hour for an extra 300%. And there is a scroll to do that, but imagine the scroll on top of another 300%. Like, that's 600% by itself. Like, that's nuts. Okay. Let me go ahead and talk to Mevo over here. There's some other things too to sell, so it's about 510 is still a fair decent amount for like an hour and a half, but it's still, I don't feel like it's worth it. Like, the amount of capstones just for the daily at Jade is 20. This is 18, and I don't know how much Age of Spirit Dust I had. I think I had like 150 before I started today. Like, I'm not even kidding. I think I only got like 2 that entire time. I don't know if Afuaro can show up, but he never did. 68 armor, weapon stones are 32. Like, no centaur belts either. I could probably open these up and, yeah, not a single one there. So it's like, is it really worth it? I don't think so. I'll be honest. I don't. I really do believe that centaurs is cap. Like, not even joking. Let me go ahead and move those helmets and repair stuff with it because I need to. Today, by the way, is going to be a shorter stream. I'm only going to do 2 hours, so we got like 10 more minutes, and then that's going to be the end of the stream today. I have some more IRL stuff that I want to do today. Mainly just rest because it's Sunday. I don't know. I feel my current situation, Centaurs is just, it's cap. It's not as good. I think a lot of it comes down to Kuno's traversals, like going from pack to pack, or maybe it's the spot, whatever. Oh, sweetie. I know them, actually. Not IRL, but I know them. But I don't know. I really do personally feel it's cap. It's just not worth my time. Not worth my energy to go there. How am I almost at weight capacity on this character? Is it all the chicken meat? Alright, well, let me go ahead and potentially pick up. Do I do not. Herder Drots. I live off of these things, man, I swear. There it is. Gonna get another 13. Okay, so I think I picked up 22. Person's name is in the ground. What? I usually don't go to this server, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's kind of weird. I was on a budget enhancing the other day, so a lot of these are like I repaired 4 times. I'm not proud of it, but, you know, had to enhance a little bit, get a little bit of fail stacks going. And if we wanted to, we could attempt a tap today on a group of accessories. Because I have the fail stacks right now to do that. But it would just kind of depend on if it actually worked or not. Renal helmet, where'd it go? It's only one. Am I blind? Did you go down that far? I think I'm blind, guys. There it is. I couldn't find it. I really couldn't. Should we tap an accessory? It's either tap another tet accessory, getting another one more AP, or I save it and then we attempt my weapon for like a 5%. Because I technically have enough right now from what I have in here and my main character to buy another 5 more either rings or a necklace. Necklace wouldn't give me anything more than just like 20 Black Spirit's Rage. But I could attempt another tet ring. I think actually, maybe I have a couple of rings actually. Let me double check this information. Because if so, I'm going to go ahead and buy. So here's the goal, and this is to hopefully help prevent me from spending all 500 mil every day if I plan to go to Centaurs. I still feel like Jade is better, but it's more relaxed over here. It's not as like spam intensive, so I'll give it that. But as far as everything else, like it's just not it. It's not. Black stone. Go ahead and get 30 more of these bad boys, and then I'm going to double check. It's up above. I do have one Tungrad ring. Let me throw the excess. I usually keep 200 mil on me for various reasons. Tungrad ring is only 6. I can buy 3. So the idea is that every time that I make enough money to buy enough rings to then attempt something, that I go ahead and buy just what I would need to attempt it, and if it fails, to stop. No matter whatever it is. If it fails at a pry, stop. If it fails at a duo, stop. By doing that, if it fails at a pry, then all the other rings don't get consumed. They're all totally fine, ready to use for the next time. So if I fail multiple pries in a row, what would end up happening is that a pry would take 2 of them, and I need 5 to get to a tet. That would leave me with 3 extra, so the next go around, I would only need to purchase 2. By purchasing only 2, in this case, these were quite expensive, like 3 was 450 mil, so 2 of them would be about maybe 100 and... I don't even remember how much they actually were. I think they were like 160 mil. Yeah, 170 almost. So this would be like 340 mil out of the 500. So I'd be saving that little bit extra every single time, and that would go toward the next time, or more Valencia meals or something like that. That's the goal with all of this, but we'll see. For now, I've been throwing these away because I just don't care for them. They're just not good gear for this character. Maybe an alt, but even then, like... capstones, we have 48 here. Let's take a look. Caphras, 248. Okay, so not enough to enhance another level. I'm going to head back over. Let's go ahead and check my damage on the last one. So last time I attempted this, I burned a pry, I burned a duo, and I burned a try all on the same day. And that's when I decided, you know what? Not doing that ever again, because that was a lot of money I just burned. Also, admittedly, the rings were like 150 at the time. They've gone up like 20 mil in the last couple of days. So Tungrad rings are just extremely popular for a lot of people. I wonder if other people are struggling trying to get rings as well. But it only makes sense that it's a problem because I'm going for it, because that's how this game seems to be with me. Let me go ahead. Can't talk. There we go. Black spirits, I need a 40 and then also another like 18 for the pry. So that's what we're gonna work on real quick. And then whether this goes or not, that'll probably be the last thing I do on stream. So let me just grab a ton of these, grab a ton of these, and get to tapping. So I'll feel good at maybe like a 42 at least. We'll see. I might have to readjust that number to like a 40 or something like that, but we'll see. Start by doing this and tap, 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 and there we go. That's 42. Nice. So this has been very painless so far, which is nice. But now here comes the Tungrad taps. Tungard. So I only have 4, so if this all works, the highest I can go is a try. That's it. So 70%. Yeah, no, we're done. Yes, you heard correctly, ladies and gentlemen. 70%. That's how much a success chance I had. 70. It had a 30% to fail, and it failed. Yeah, you heard right. What was I going to do? Something else. Probably go back to my main character and move her back to Ailton. For me, at my character's level, maybe it's the spot. Whatever excuse I can come up with, I don't know. I don't care. We're going back to Jade. I feel like that's going to be way better in the long run. Centaurs is a nice break. I enjoy the music of Valencia. I've always enjoyed the music of Valencia, but Jade is just so nice. I really like Jade despite being very APM intensive. I'm not going to say it's a waste to go over to Centaurs, but it definitely hasn't felt like the most profitable thing in the world. So before I go anywhere else, let me go back to my normal server that I'm in. Give me 2 seconds. Alright, no bell active. Nobody pop a bell, please. Pop a bell. How come that sounds like it could be either a fast food restaurant or like a pizza place? Like I'm Papa Bell. I think that's because I'm mixing in my mind like Papa Murphy's and Taco Bell. I don't know how many of you guys like either of those places, but I personally am a big fan of both. But Papa Bell sounds like it could be a place all on its own. Just throwing that out there. But anyways, I'm going to head over to Ailton, and then I'm probably going to call the stream here. That kind of a depressing end with not getting the Tungrad ring, but I'll be honest, that's just been my luck recently with accessories. Like, maybe I'll start grinding Sakraya again. Maybe I'll go to Velia then, if that's the case. Jade is just really good for Caphras and a lot of other reasons too, mainly Caphras and money. Per hour, I can get like 40 to 50 capstones on average, more than 30. And Centaur is giving me 18, and in the daily only giving like 3. That is terrible. That is like another 90 mil. That's technically, I made 600 mil that hour, but that's also before taxes on the capstones. Like, it's just not it. It isn't for me. You know, if you play other classes that, you know, you have about my APDP or even a little bit less, you could probably pull, you know, a ton more money. But for me, I just don't want to deal with it. It's just not worth. In my opinion, just not worth. I think I'm probably going to take a break from Black Desert, at least for the evening. I just need a break from it in general. And, I don't know, maybe we'll play something else tomorrow. I can't guarantee anything. I've been kind of craving the Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville. I've been kind of craving to play that again. I do have it on PC, and I have played it before, but I don't know if I want to play it on PC for the stream or if I want to play it on like controller and Switch, because I play mainly on Switch. It's just a more relaxed environment over there versus the sweatiness on PC. Plus, I wouldn't mind doing more grinding of like characters and getting them up to kind of like where my characters are on the Switch. Like my Nightcap on Switch, I think I'm a Grandmaster like 5 or 6, something ridiculous that nobody really should be at, but I'm there. To be completely honest, I've seen higher for other people, but you know, I don't know. I'm trying to like figure out things and trying to figure out what I feel like playing. Like the weird thing about streaming for me is that I'm at a point where I really am starting to question whether or not it's still worth my time to continue. And I really hate to equate something that I enjoy as a hobby as something that, you know, is in a lot of ways sort of like a release from the everyday stresses of life, to unwind and relax and maybe at the very least make it kind of like a podcast or semi-podcasty. It's hard for me to sit here and say, you know, is it worth my time to do this sort of stuff, when clearly recently something's been working because people are subscribing, people are checking out the channel, the numbers are looking fantastic, like the numbers of views are looking great, the watch time in the last month has been fantastic, some of the best ever, and I'm just like, I don't know how I should feel. Like there's that part of me that's like, well, this kind of feels like a waste of my time because, you know, in a world about economics and money, you're not making anything, you're not doing anything, and at least on YouTube, not doing anything in terms of making money or turning profits or being able to afford things, you know. Not trying to guilt trip anybody, but in a more brutal, realistic sense, that's kind of the situation I'm in, and until it becomes something, it's just unfortunately a hobby. I would love for it to be more than that, don't get me wrong, I would love for it to be more than that, but it's just something I'm very passionate about, and seeing the last 5 years, the slowest growth, at least slow to me, my standards, can be very demoralizing to continue to produce content, to continue to do streams, to continue to just enjoy it. And it shouldn't come down to that. It really shouldn't come down to me seeing an increase of numbers being like, yes, this is what I need to be doing, I should do this more often. That should have very little, if any, bearing on it. If I enjoy it, I should do it. And that's just something that's been more of like an internal struggle with myself the last month or so, to get all introspective, I think is the word. I don't know. I'm just a rambling man who likes to stream, what can I say? And play Black Desert at the same time. Some people have a hard time just talking and streaming or playing a game, you know? Like, some people, they just can't do it. And I have a gift for it, apparently, or at least I've taught myself how to do it quite well, but there's still moments where I say stupid stuff, and I'm like, really? Did I really just say that? But I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and call a stream here, though. Expect some changes, nothing all too drastic though, but mainly the same format as the last couple of weeks, Sunday through Thursday for streams, Wednesday. Usually I have a church function to go to on Wednesday, and this week is kind of important that we go, so the last couple of weeks has been canceled, not by us, but some other things have come up, so this week it should go on, which means Wednesday, usually speaking, is a little later on streams. It's usually like 7:30 is when it starts, and usually that's like a 2-hour stream, kind of like today has been like a 2-hour stream. Ugh. So I don't know, I'll have to figure out what I want to do for tomorrow, if I want to stream Black Desert or take a couple day break but still continue to play, just not be as extremely active, like grinding an hour or two a day like I don't know. We'll have to see what happens and just kind of take it day by day, step by step, minute by minute, because thinking that you know what's going to happen, it's never what's going to happen 99% of the time. Unless you got good at predicting yourself, which I will say I have gotten better at that over the years, but not 100%, because there's still moments where I'm like, let's go eco hunting. It might be what I do tomorrow. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry for rambling on and on and on. It's what I do. And I'm going to go ahead and call the stream here. Thank you guys so much for watching. For those of you who are new around this channel, this here parts, what we do is we stream Sunday through Thursday. You see. And, yeah, it's just, we mess around. We just have a good time, you know. If you guys are watching this as a VOD later on, if you're watching maybe just the archive version of the stream, and you guys want to watch live, hit that subscribe button, bell icon, to be notified of future live streams. Like I said, Sunday through Thursday, we do streams around here, around these parts, and yeah, I just want to keep going at it. I really do, despite the demotivation sometimes. Getting existential again. Thank you guys so much for watching this video or this live stream, and until next time, stay safe, take it easy, and God bless. I need to get more sleep. Bye-bye.